Hello and welcome back to Socialism Sunday. This is the series where I tell you about one story that's featured in Against the Current a week in the hopes that you go check it out. And since this is the first video where we're talking about the 242nd edition of Against the Current, let's start with the piece from the editors. So this time the editor's letter is titled Learning and Advancing from Setbacks. And they start by encouraging us to keep in mind the words of Rosa Luxemburg, who framed the work we do as individual battles of the revolution. And they want us to keep this in mind because since the 1970s, workers and their unions have been under relentless assault. Despite these series of defeats in recent memory, there has been resistance in some ways, which has given us experience like organizing successes at Amazon and Starbucks, new leadership in the UAW and Teamsters. We have also seen a difference in the way working class politics are discussed and practiced on the left. This is evident by how the term general strike has become impossible to ignore, and this being a true general strike or it being social strikes, mass strikes, economic blackouts, or something else is of secondary importance. But don't let these wins distract you from the fact that we're still working under some big limitations. Because unions haven't taken off in the way that many theorize they would in the wake of the wins that we just discussed. Despite these big limitations though, when moving forward, the working class should keep the following thoughts in mind. We must work to adopt demands and practices to respond to climate-related disasters and crises. Another thing to keep in mind is that unions should not just be fighting to do the work, but also about what work gets done. Because the labor movement should be taking up the fight to ensure that socially beneficial goods are produced by union labor. We should also be centering the need to resist the rise of authoritarianism of the United States and its related wars. We should also be challenging billionaires' control of AI. Finally, we should be fighting for race and gender equality and justice, because this is part of the process of uniting the working class. By keeping these points in mind, we can begin to break through boundaries and build the better world that we all know is possible. So, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. You can read the whole thing in full for free at this link. And again, if you made it this far, chances are you'll probably like more of what Against the Current has to offer. And of course, you can read it for free at the link that I just put up there. But if you want to, you can also subscribe starting at $25 a year for a physical copy. And if you liked this, like I said, I would totally encourage you to check that out. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day and bye!